Y'all, there was so much excitement in last week's manga news video that I sort of missed some things because I really didn't even reference my notes last week. And I'm like, I'm so glad that I do these videos weekly so I can actually talk about things I wanted to talk about last week. Hello friends, happy Monday. So very excited that you're here. So excited for the many exciting things that we have to talk about this week. I feel like it was more of a little bit of a quieter week, which always feels sort of like a normal thing. I feel like after we get license announcements, because I don't know, it just feels quieter. Hopefully it's not just me that feels that way, but there was, jumping right into the manga licenses, there was one that I was so excited for. I had it in my notes, and it's funny because when I was editing last week's video, I was going through my list of links and I'm like, why do I have this link here? Like, I didn't talk about it. And that's when I realized, and I went back to my notes, yeah, I didn't talk about it. And that manga, as well as light novel, because they were licensed at the same time, is Fluffy Cafe in Another World. Now, the one I'm really excited for is the manga. Look how sweet, wholesome, cute this cover is. Oh my goodness. It says, in this heartwarming isekai tale, one reincarnated salaryman will live out his fluffiest dreams. And I was like, I'm here, I'm seated. This is a josei manga that is serialized in the B-Log comic magazine. And oh my goodness, honestly, I was excited for this from the start because I love how this salaryman, his life is cut short, he's given a second chance, he's given these cheat skills, he's given the tamer ability, and he decides to use all of these gifts that he has been given to create his own cafe in this world with all the fluffiest, cutest creatures he can find. I was like, man, that seems like the dream life right there. But honestly, it was this cover right here that I found on Baka Updates, seeing if this was in fact a josei manga, and seeing how cute this bear looked. I was said, oh my goodness, this just seems a very cute amount of wholesome and I want in. And so I'm really excited to read this. I will be getting the manga. I already put it on my pre-order list. In fact, it comes out the same month that Magical Girl Dandelion comes out. And I'm really excited for that one, as my previous manga news video showed. And even if you watched my Friday video of my review of Magical Girl Dandelion, you know that I'm really excited as well. Anyway, I accidentally repeated myself, but yes, loving that we are getting some really fun announcements. I know we haven't gotten that many, and a lot of people are putting a lot of hope on Anime Expo, and I truly hope that we have some good stuff. In fact, not today, but in hopefully a future manga news video, I have created in my Discord channel, I'll leave a link down below if you'd like to join. I created 11 different events of different manga publishers. They're going to be doing specifically manga announcements. So whoever's going to Anime Expo, I hope you have a great time. But yes, back to the manga licenses. So yeah, this was the only josei, or shoujosei I should say, that I was really excited for just from 2 weeks ago, but there was one from this past Wednesday that I was very curious about, and that is Exotic Animal Doctor. This is a Harda magazine. I found it from my friend Phantom, and it just sounds fun. I think if you like Dinosaur Sanctuary, which is a vet-like manga that's all about taking care of dinosaurs, then most likely you're gonna like this one. It does say it's a fun and educational manga, and it's a series that specializes in exotic animals that come to this vet animal hospital, and I am just really intrigued. I want to get this for me and my kiddos. I don't know if my boys would be as interested in it, but I definitely feel like my youngest would be, because I just think it's really cool to have these like veterinarian manga. I think especially for this one, like the animals look drawn so incredibly well. I know Dinosaur Sanctuary was, granted those are two very different series, not even the same magazine, but I feel like they are similar in the sense that they are veterinarian manga. So I'm really excited for this one, very curious to hear more. I don't know how many volumes this is. I do know that the Fluffy Cafe in Another World, that is 8 volumes, 6 volumes, I think it's 6 volumes incomplete, but it is definitely complete. I know that, even if I have the wrong volume number. And unfortunately, if you're like, well, I haven't gone anything, 7 Seas said that they are taking a break for the next few weeks and they'll be back in July. They do not have a event or a panel at Anime Expo, so I'm assuming that whatever we get will be online licenses only rather than, you know, at a con or anything, at least unless something changes and they decide to announce that they have one. But I went through all of the panels that are Anime Expo and I did not see them on there. Those Square Enixes, and I'm so excited because Square Enix has been giving me some wins. So it's something we can all stay tuned for. Now, I know often I don't really feature a lot of manga that have been licensed, say like on Manga Plaza. In fact, I don't know if I've done any, and this will be, I think, maybe my first one. But my friend Being Queenie had tagged me, reached out to me on Discord and was like, hey, have you seen about this manga? Are you going to read it? And that is The Princess Groom. And so I was like, Being Queenie has really great taste. I'm going to go check this out and see what it's about. And I really enjoyed this first chapter, so much so know that, like, I wouldn't say it was peer pressure, but between her and my friend Jess, they both were like, yeah, I bought the second chapter. And I'm like, I want to buy that second chapter too, because the first chapter was very interesting. It starts off with an ice dragon, and I said, oh, I'm seated just for the ice dragon alone. He looked really, really cool. And I was like, I want it. I went in. So I kept reading. It's about this young woman who is sort of known as like this beautiful doll. She comes across one way, but when she's at home and around her servants or maids and her mom, she is a very much different way. She's very compassionate. She seems a little bit headstrong. She is very outspoken and very talkative, but she doesn't act like that when she's in front of other people. She acts very demure and very soft-spoken and doesn't say much. She smiles a lot, and she is engaged to this prince who has a very bad reputation. Apparently he's visiting brothels and he's very icy, and people are very wary of him because he has these red crimson eyes. She, though, wants to know if that's actually him because she was sort of poking and prodding him, I feel like, in this unspoken kind of way where, like, because we could see what she's thinking. She's very curious if he really is who he says he is. And that's where chapter 1 ended. And I was like, why is that where chapter 1 ended? I really want to read more and see what happens. If I can hold out, I'm hoping for a sale on Manga Plaza for this series. So if you ever see one, don't hesitate to let me know because it's a very slippery slope to start buying single chapters for $2. Yeah, in the past, it's very hard and very addictive because you just want to keep reading more and more and more. And that is definitely what I want to do with this one. Apparently, it's a very popular or famous manga in Japan, and I honestly had no idea until I heard about it, but I am seated and very curious to hear more. Hopefully we will, I don't know, it'd be really cool if we get an actual physical license for this. I don't know, but that'd be really awesome. For this next little section here, it's just gonna be a variety of manga news, some English related stuff, and then some Japanese stuff like celebrating stats and seeing that they have reached a certain goal or number of a lot of volumes sold. But this first one I'm so excited about because CrunchyRoll is continuing celebrating the 20 years of shoujo manga, like with Shoujo Beat, and they're having another pin/badge. And this week, or this time around, it's Snow with the red hair. And I was like, oh my goodness, Shirayuki looks so incredibly cute. I was like, I have the entire series, as you can see right here behind me. I really want this pen though. I really, really want it. Really bad. I was like, maybe I could just order one random volume. I don't know what I would do with it, but just so I could get this pen. I'm still loving that they're doing this. Apparently there was a banana fish pen and I had no idea. Otherwise I would have shared about it with you friends. I don't know if they're still doing that. The last one I think we talked about was Skip Beat. So I'm really excited that I saw this advertisement or this tweet from Crunchyroll actually promoting because that is just so cool. That pen is just too cute and I really, really want it. While I'm not an audiobook listener, if you are, I found out from Lucy on Blue Sky, and shout out to my friend Jess who actually shared about this because that's how I originally saw it. If you are a fan of audiobooks and you have been wanting to listen to some of the audiobooks under 7C's Siren Imprint audio line, apparently their whole imprint is on Audible Plus. So if you have a membership, you can go check out all of their books. And I was excited to see that Lucy featured the Saints Magic Powers Omnipotent because I love that series so much. I'm due for a reread because I know the next volume is coming. I have it on my pre-order list and I'm so excited. I'm like, I don't remember where we stopped. And I'm excited to see The Condemned Villainous. I have not forgotten about my Villainous event, friends. I think it's going to be happening in October. I'm trying to confirm if it actually is, so to be determined. We'll figure out more of the details as it gets a little bit closer. And speaking of details, we're going to talk about some numbers here. I'm not really a numbers person, but I found out for Honey Lemon Soda that it has 14 million copies in circulation. I'm assuming that's just in Japan alone. And I'm so happy. I love this series so much. Just this ad here with Uka, she looks so beautiful and so pretty. And just knowing that it's 14 million copies in circulation makes me so happy. Very much rightfully deserved. It is a very wonderful series. I do have a first impression on this channel and I have just continued to be hooked on this series with every single volume. And I believe that I even said in my top 5, yes, most anticipated releases of this month, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I truly hope things are smooth sailing in this volume. It probably will not be, but I can hope for the best, you know what I'm saying? In a little bit more of nerdy numbers here, I found out that Yamaguchi-kun isn't so bad, which we do have the English digital only So hoping Kodansha will actually add this series to their print club, like please, but we need Love That's Understatement Volume 2 first. We need like the entire series, please, Kodansha. But talking about numbers though, I found out Yamaguchi-kun isn't so bad, has over 1,000,000 copies in circulation in Japan. And I'm like, please, please, Kodansha, see these numbers and be like, you know what? We should print that in English. Like, please, somebody, anyone, I want this series. I have read I think I've read all of Volume 1 and I loved it. It's another series just like Ron the Peerless Beauty where I read the first 2 or 3 volumes and then I stopped because I'm like, I want to get this physically. So hopefully, eventually we will get it, but congrats to this series for having over 1,000,000 copies in circulation. And since I did mention Love That's an Understatement, if you haven't seen the news, I've seen a lot of friends cheer about it as well, but Volume 7 just came out in Japan and it has an alternate cover that you can get. And not only is that really cool, but also it has a special fan book and I want it. It's gonna have some new illustration. And I did see too that we're sort of gonna get like the first chapter of when Zen and Risa met. We're gonna see that from Zen's point of view. And I'm so excited. I'm like, yes, like please, like yes. Plus the fan book cover is just so cute and so pretty and I love it. I definitely am hoping to get it because even though I know I think I've mentioned on this channel that I wasn't getting anything after I got Queen's Quality, the final volume, because it came with the fan book and I really wanted both, but I definitely wanted this fan book, that I wasn't gonna order anything else. But this morning I saw the news from Sensei of Glass with a Chance of Delinquent that there's not gonna be any new chapter this month in the magazine, but my faves are gonna be on the magazine cover for next month of Best Sufuri. And I'm like, yes, I'm like, I want it. And not only that, but volume 9 of Glass is gonna be releasing in Japan. And I also want that because I don't know where I have my Japanese copies right now, or my Japanese volumes, but that is one series I'm collecting in English and I am collecting in Japanese because I just love this series so much. I am basically triple dipping on this series because I did buy, like with real cash, not just the coin system on K-Manga, but I bought like $20 worth of chapters last year and then I'm up to date with it. So I use the coin system for that though. And I'm buying the English volumes and I'm buying the Japanese volumes. I just love it so much. So I cannot wait to see what the magazine cover is going to look like and what the volume cover is going to look like. Like, yes, so apparently, no, I'm not going to just stop here with getting just Queen's Quality because I told myself this was a stressful situation where I got an email saying I was going to get $12 on top of what I already paid to get this shipped. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. But I'm like, yes, for Glass with a Chance of Delinquent, yes, I want to do it because I love them so much. Technically, this will be the last little bit for the manga news and we'll talk about some cool anime news that's coming. But this could go in the cover reveal section, but it felt a little bit more flowed better if I put it here with the other Japanese related news. And that is that volume 11 of The Ice Guy is coming out in Japan. And I'm so excited because I think, yeah, I know we're definitely caught up with Japan, but I was like, I need a new volume. I love this series so much. I read it too fast though, but it feels so good and it just makes me incredibly happy. So knowing that we're getting another volume leaves me stoked because volume 10 had such exciting development and I'm like, yes, like give me more, give me more. So if you're also a fan of the series, you can know that volume 11 is coming. I mean, granted, it's coming out in Japan next month, so it'll be quite the wait probably for us in the US. I don't really know how fast Square Enix is with the like licensing and getting it over in the pre-order, but we can just know that it is coming. And speaking of it is coming, A Star Brighter Than the Sun, we know that I got an anime announcement, and at Anime Expo, you can actually go watch the world premiere because it's going to be airing in October, but on July 3rd specifically, they're going to be doing a first episode showing, and I'm so excited for anybody who's going. I really hope it has a strong reception. I have been loving the manga so much. I've read volume 1 and volume 2, and I do have volume 3 on pre-order already. Not sure about volume 4, but it's definitely on my pre-order list of things I want to be getting in the future. I really hope that people come out and they're like, it's so good, you must watch it. I have really high hopes and expectations for this. I'm trying not to, especially since I haven't kept up with any anime, but this one I really do want to give it a chance because again, I'm loving the manga so much. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. And on top of that, we have a new Shoujo anime announcement, and that is The Ogre's Bride is going to be coming out with an anime. This is a series we do actually have in English. It's on Manga Plaza. manga. I didn't realize that this is by the same creator, the same author as Bride of the Barrier Master, which we do have in English from Yen Press. And apparently this is a really, really popular series, as it has almost 6 million copies in circulation between the manga and the light novel. I feel like this manga is sort of on par with this newer recent trend of it's similar to My Happy Marriage, where it's this Cinderella-like story, but the difference is rather than our handsome man in My Happy Marriage coming to save the day, in this one we have an ogre who is coming to help the female lead. She's been under her sister's shadow and things just haven't been good. I'm sure she has been isolated in her family and very much shunned, and so the ogre here, I guess, is like, I want to marry you, I want you. They get married, and of course, you know, there's going to be some rumors about the ogre being this really mean man and very cold-hearted, but you know he ain't. You know he is not. He's going to be so sweet to our female lead, and she's going to have a better life by this man that has these horrible rumors swirling around him. And so begins this Cinderella-like story, and I'm very, very curious about this one. I was not a huge fan of The Bride of the Barrier Master. I think it was more just at the time, it was the wrong time, more or less. I have not read past volume 1 of the manga, but the art was really good, and it definitely did give me a lot of My Happy Marriage vibes, but I preferred My Happy Marriage at that time. I know the other one that's really popular right now, and that's the Ayakashi Hunter's Tainted Bride, I think is the full title of that. I'm actually hoping, because I've read volume 1 twice digitally on K-Manga, and I really enjoyed it, but then budgeting became a thing, and I said, well, I don't know if I can get it physically, but I am planning to sell a bunch of manga, and I'm hoping that the bookstore I'm going to actually has volumes 1 and 2. I don't remember when volume 3 comes out, but I am hoping that it has it, because it is a series that I think I would really enjoy collecting physically. But let's talk about some of those cover reveals. The first one is the Twisted Wonderland box set. I had this saved on my computer and forgot to talk about it last week, and I'm like, Laura, it would have been perfect for all the Twisted Wonderland stuff you talked about. But beside the point, look at this cover, or at least the front of the box set. I love how Riddle, Trey, and Cater look. They look so cool. I feel like this is an internal illustration that was just black and white and not colored, and they took it and they put on the box set, which was genius. I love it. And even the backside looks really great too. Grand Ace and Deuce, the positioning of how they are, I think is on the cover of volume 2 of the manga. I'm not planning to get the box set, even though I really want to. It comes with a poster, and I want the poster, but I know realistically if I try to sell my singles, I'm not going to get the same money back that I spent on them. So I don't feel like it would be a good idea for me to double dip in that sense, because I'm not going to get my money back. And I've already bought the mini, it wasn't a box set, but I bought the French edition of volume 1 so I could get this mini illustration book, and I love it. I do have a flip through on here, so if you want to see everybody, like, look how cute they look, and they have their groovies as well. But yeah, look how cute they are. So yeah, I got this, so I'm like, I don't really need it just for a poster, even though everything in me wants to get it for said poster. The next 3 that we're going to cover is going to be of Yen Press volumes and Eyes Press, and the first one is the 31st Consort volume 2. I really, really enjoyed volume 1 a lot. It was just as delightful as the very first time I read it digitally, and I'm excited to read ahead because I definitely had not read all of volume 1 like I originally thought I had. I love how the romance is unfolding. If you want a heroine very similar to Reiren from Though I Am an Inept Villainess, I do think that you would like this manga. It's got a very different setting, but I do feel like their female leads would be best friends, and I just feel like it's a really fun selling point to tell people about. And again, I'm just excited to see where this goes. The next one is volume 2 of The Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts Heir, White Rabbit and the Prince of Beasts. Oh my goodness, I feel like volume 1 ended on a cliffhanger, and I need to see what's going to happen next with Little Richard. Love this cover as well. I'm really, really loving this series just as much as the 31st Consort, and I love the original main series very, very much. I am so excited to be back with these characters and new characters for sure, because we haven't really seen Sarifi and Leo as much, but the cameos we've gotten of a variety of characters has been everything. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens with Richard. Hopefully everything goes okay. For the last one, I'm so excited. It is the cover reveal of Marriage of Convenience Volume 1. I have read the beginning of this series twice now digitally because I wanted to make sure that I still wanted to stick with it, and I just want to give a heads up that this does have a 18 plus mature version, so if you go look it up, please just be mindful, okay? Because I'm not reading that one. I'm reading the, I guess you'd say, the older teen, and I did check to see what rating is this manual gonna have. So far it just says older teen, which means it'd be 16 and up. up or 14 and up. But I have loved it so much, and I love the cover that they did. I'm excited to be back with Bianca and go on her second chance kind of journey. I have no doubts it's going to be awesome, like past what I read. And I don't even know how far I've read at this point, but I know both times I loved it. Bianca's a very strong heroine, and I hope that she is successful in her goal of really showing her husband that she wants to be intimate with him so that she can have a child and guarantee her status of being by his side and not having the same demise of sorts as she did in the first timeline. So I would definitely recommend it. It's very good, and honestly, all 4 of these manga I featured and manhwa for cover reveals, so good. Highly recommend them all. I highly recommend them all. But as you can see, there's so much stuff that is coming, things to celebrate, and I'm really, really excited. Hopefully we'll continue to have more Shoujose wins coming up this July. Hard to believe in just a few weeks it will be Anime Expo time, and very curious to see what's going to come out of it. I hope, friends, that you saw something that you were excited for. Let me know, what anime have you been enjoying this season? Is there any upcoming anime that you're like, yes, I can't wait for this? Let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!